Good morning, guys. Yes, the Christmas tree is still in my kitchen. Hasn't made it upstairs. That was 2 weeks ago. My husband is a busy guy. I'm trying out a new mic, so hopefully the audio is a little better on this video. Yesterday was a marathon. We harvested multiple turkeys, and I pieced them out, cooked some, canned some, which they all sealed. It was my first time, and I'm so tickled about that. And I have to grind some turkey down today, and I thought maybe we would have a little chat. I kind of referenced in one of the other videos that there's been some life stuff going on, and we've kind of been MIA, and a lot of people don't really, don't see us every day. And I know our channel is kind of small, it's mostly friends and family, but a lot of you don't know that I had not really been feeling very well. That's why I'm bundled up like the Arctic as I'm trying to clean up my kitchen, because I didn't get it all cleaned up last night. Last summer, bread's almost done. I'm making bread this morning, and I got gluten-free flatbread ready to go. Kev is wandering because this is just what he does. He wants something and he can't communicate it, and so he wanders. Anyway, I spent a lot of time in the spring and summer last year just not feeling my best. Now, mind you, our little princess here, who's having a snack, struggled really badly with GI issues and not sleeping and just all kinds of stuff. So we kind of assumed that it was just, I was feeling, really fatigued and run down and kind of starting to pick up virus after virus, because I really was only getting a couple hours sleep every night. But I had a reoccurrence of these weird joint pains that would literally jump from joint to joint on any given day. Some days I couldn't move one of my fingers. It would be just so sore, and I thought maybe it was a reoccurrence of some arthritis that I had been diagnosed with, that I chose to forego treatment because I try to treat things naturally, and I'm not on a bunch of medications. But I decided it was so bad, and it was interfering so much with my daily life that I figured I should probably get it checked out. So off I went to the rheumatologist, who I have to say is probably one of the most compassionate, kind, decent human beings that I've ever met. He sees both Kevin and myself, and he arranged for a treatment for Kev that I'd been trying to get done in New Jersey for 2 years and just couldn't get it done, and nobody seemed to want to help. And he got it done in less than 10 days. He got it approved, everything. Amazing doctor. His follow-up has been great, everything. I can't say enough good things about him. I wish I could give him a shout out, but he'd probably never see it. So, hey sis. So of course, anytime you go see a rheumatologist, you got to give like half of your blood volume so that they can figure out what's going on. In New Jersey, I was diagnosed with psoriatic arthritis, and I never felt like that was really what was going on. And that was another reason I kind of chose to forego treatment, because I like to get to the root cause of stuff. And sometimes you have to figure it out, because quite frankly, we do not have health care in this country. We have sick care. You go to the doctor for pills, and I'm not a pill person. Like, I will take supplements and herbs till the cows come home. I do not like to take pills. I very rarely ever even take a Tylenol or Motrin. I had 2 C-sections and refused to fill narcotic pain medication because I just don't. Like, anyway. It was not very long after I got that first round of blood work. It was actually a message through the portal, and it said, there's some things in your blood work that we are not sure what's going on. We need you to see a hematologist. Hematology and oncology, that's all. So a hematologist basically investigates when your blood is abnormal. So of course that led to panic. To the point that I sent a message and I said, can somebody explain to me why? Because I have this fear of going to a specialist and being asked, why are you here? And not knowing. I am an advocate for my own health, and I'm an advocate for Kev, I'm an advocate for me, I'm an advocate for my other children. I want to know why I'm there, and I didn't. So I will tell you, it was within maybe a half hour, 45 minutes. Now mind you, the hospital that we go to, okay, we're out in the middle of nowhere, for real. Half the doctors don't use the portal. You can go. I literally spent 2 months waiting for a message back from Kevin's primary care on one message. Like, it's ridiculous. But it was literally, this guy is awesome. Within like a half an hour, he's on the phone. I'm up in the chicken coop, and I'm having to apologize to him because I can't hear him over the chickens because they were so excited to see me. You know, bark, bark, bark. Yeah, you get it. You get the picture. And he's laughing, and he said, there's something wrong with your blood. There's something not right. And I said, okay, so what could it mean? And he said, well, it could be multiple myeloma. It could be non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. It could be something called MGUS, which is just basically something to watch. You know, we don't know. Now, I have a very, very strong family history of cancer, and both common and unusual cancers, okay? I don't know if it's something in the genetics. I don't know if it's exposure, but literally I'm 3rd generation now. And I don't even know about previous generations because I don't really know the medical history beyond that. So this, you know, I was quite upset. And he said, don't worry. He says, we're family now, which was... It literally almost made me cry. That was so kind of him. And that's just how he's so nice, and he's so smart, and he's very on top of things, and he is such a blessing to our family. Like literally. I have not met a doctor like this in a very long time. Hey man, are you trying to drink your cereal? You trying to drink your cereal? So, they managed to get me an appointment within about 3 weeks. And that was the longest 3 weeks in my life. Meanwhile, I'm still fighting virus after virus. I'm spending oftentimes 2 and 3 hours a night up with a very uncomfortable baby who just can't sleep because she's so uncomfortable. We had to travel to Lexington to start care with a GI for her, and so it was just like a ton. Like our lives have really been circulating around medical care, getting Kevin established with all the specialists that he needs here, getting, you know, trying to figure out. We at one point were in the pediatrician's office like every week with Aggie because she just was so miserable. Like I literally was getting to the point that I could not function. That and I'm still somewhat to the point that I stay on my feet a lot because I'm afraid if I sit down, I'm going to fall asleep. But it's okay because I'm pretty good at keeping busy, and my kids are crazy, so they're entertaining and engaging, and, you know, I'm not really going to fall asleep. It just feels that way. Sometimes, you know, one of the things people may notice, my thought process is, it's like, it's kind of like how it feels to walk through mud. Processing my thoughts into language is kind of like doing that through like a muddy, murky mess to get it from here to here, or to get it from here to here. But I'm dealing. Anyway, so of course, met with the hematologist. He looked at my lab results. Right away, he said the same thing, but he said, I can almost guarantee you that it's this one particular kind of non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. It's very treatable. We cannot cure it. It will never go away. It will be a chronic type thing, but we can manage it and we can make you feel better. I say, okay, so more lab work. I had to have a PET scan where they inject you with radioactive isotopes. I had to undergo a bone marrow biopsy, a ton of x-rays. So basically, they were basically looking to make sure that there wasn't masses in my body. Now, I have lived with autoimmune disease for about 25 years. So some of these things I'm not unfamiliar with, but I've learned through diet and exercise to manage a lot of those symptoms. What you eat is very important when it comes to the inflammatory responses in your body. So lots of tests. Go back, and he was right. He says I'm confident, and right on the bone marrow biopsy, like test results, that is this one very rare. There's only about 1,500 people a year that are diagnosed with this particular type of non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. The median age of diagnosis is 68 years old, and they are predominantly men. So I am an anomaly, 1, because of my age, 2, because of my sex, and 3, because I'm still breastfeeding an infant, which has been a challenge because I have to wean her in order to take the immunotherapy that they want me to take, which, as much as I hate medication, like I need to feel better. I need to be active and engaged in my children's lives. I need desperately to get outside in the soil and be able to grow things and play with my chickens. As crazy as that sounds, I absolutely love spending time with the chickens, with the cats, with the turkeys. Like, I love it all. I love every part. Our goat, Franny, like, she's like misses me so much because I can't physically really get up there to go visit with her. My normal routine was to go twice a day. I was out, checking on things or feeding them or topping off waters or just, taking them treats. Like, that's my thing. Like, my animals know me and they've all forgotten me. And the chickens are going crazy, so they miss me. And that's just where we are. I've spent far too much time indoors, far too much time at the hospital. And right now we're kind of in a holding pattern. The only reason we're sharing this, really, is so that you understand that we have really been hit with some major curveballs since we arrived here. But we're not giving up. And we have plans. Big ones. Very big ones. I'm still planting a garden. We have materials outside right now to build some raised beds. We have a loose plan to potentially replace this house because it was neglected for a long time, and not anybody's fault. It was a rental. And it's got some issues that maybe we don't want to deal with long term. And being situated on a major highway the way that we are, it would be really nice to have the bedrooms on the mountainside rather than the roadside. My number one thing. And I want the front of the house with a lot of windows. I can see that gorgeous view out the front because I love it. I would love to, with all the time I spend in my kitchen, I would love to be looking out over the valley, watching everything. We have eagles. We have an eagle that flies through the valley, like level with our house. It's amazing. Anyway, the only reason that we're sharing, about my diagnosis is we covet your prayers. This is something that we can manage. We don't have a huge community down here. We are not plugged in such a way that we have much help with the kids. I do have a very, very sweet babysitter that is amazing with Isaiah. Aggie is too attached to me yet to go. We are still waiting since last summer on waiver services to help with some respite with Kevin. So, for instance, I had to have a colonoscopy last week, and we all went. We all had to be at the hospital at 6:15 in the morning, which means we left here at 5 o'clock. That was not fun with 3 kids. And Nick had to basically drive around. We need to come to McDonald's for breakfast. I know, not the healthiest option, but they were happy. And that's just how we roll. Nick is saving. Hi, Mama. Here, you out? There you go. Nick is saving as much of his, vacation and sick time as possible so that he can take me to my infusions when they start. But I have to get this one weaned first, and it has been so hard. I have never had to force a child to wean, and I'm a huge advocate for breastfeeding to natural term. Kevin weaned pretty early. He just was too busy. Isaiah, I was almost due with her. I was about 3/4 of my way through my pregnancy with her when he weaned, so he was like 2 3/4, and I was hoping, she's my last baby, I was hoping to be able to do that with her too. But that's just not going to be my story. And I'm okay with that. Most of the things I do one-handed because this child does not want to be put down. She still has CGI issues, but it's getting a lot better. She's now developed like an anemia. Not terrible, but something that we're keeping an eye on. And so that's where we are. That's a life update. And maybe I will extend this video a little bit because I am going to, this is the first time I've gotten my beautiful KitchenAid out since we've been here. This has been up in the attic. I have missed this thing, but I don't, no. But I don't actually have a place to put it right now. So I've been mixing everything by hand. All the bread, all the flatbread, all of the waffles, everything, cookies, everything that I make, because I cook and bake pretty much every day. I have missed this thing. This thing is so old. This thing, I'm trying to think. I've had this since 2006. Yeah, this thing's coming up on 20 years old. It's older than my children. Well, all but one. Anyway, I'm rambling and I'm sorry. I'll probably edit a lot of this out. I'm trying a new mic, so hopefully you guys can hear me a little better. I've noticed some quality issues with the audio that I'm not happy with, so I'm trying to fix it. I'm a one-man show when it comes to editing because Nick is, he's this old breadwinner. He's at work all day long, and now he has to take on doing the animals because I can't physically get out there. Like I can't most days. I have had a few days here and there that I've been able to get out there and see my chickies. But for the most part, he and Isaiah have had to take on feeding all the animals, and I basically stay inside. I just manage the kids, manage the house, the mountains of laundry for my children who love to get changed 12 times a day, which is, sometimes it's frustrating, but then I sit back and I think, these are children I never thought I would have. And I'm thankful for them. So I will wash the dozens of changes of clothes that we go through every day. And I will do my best to can chicken and can broth and grind up meat for future meals for these children so that I can nourish them well as I can. We're not self-sufficient. We do require community. Oh, exciting today. Nick is going to be picking up our first batch of local honey. I am so tickled. It's from about maybe 25 minutes from here, and it's hopefully going to lead to a mentorship relationship because we really want to get some bees. maybe even catch her and swarm. I don't know. Dreams. I told you, we have dreams. We have so many big dreams, and we're so excited. We're not letting go of them. This is not going to stop us. This is not going to stop us. Sit down, devil, because God's not done with me yet. That's really how I feel. Like, I feel like the devil's just been not happy that we're here, which is exciting on one hand, because I feel like God has plans for us. Like, he has a job for us to do, and I want to know what it is. Like, here, my Lord, send me. And yet we're waiting. So, anyway, maybe I'll extend this video and you can grind up some meat with me, because I've never used this grinder. Nick bought it about 1.5 years ago, maybe 2 years ago. We never set it up, but I have a lot of turkey to grind up for turkey burgers, which I'm excited to have for dinner tonight. So excited. So, stick with me. One of the things that I've been doing to pass the time indoors is I've taken up sourdough, or attempted it. And I met a new friend down here who lives, she lives a little bit away, maybe about 45 minutes. And she hooked me up with a regular just starter. And I did a little research and went back and forth with her, and I decided at the same time to start my own gluten-free sourdough. So I've been baking all of our bread, and for me, I have struggled a little bit with bread for me, but I've been making flatbread for me because I have celiac, so I have to be gluten-free. It's really good. I made blueberry waffles this week with sourdough discard blueberry waffles, and they were amazing. Actually, that sounds kind of good for breakfast. I might have to pause and have breakfast. But let me take this bread out, and then I'll show you what I'm going to try to do with this mixer. Before you say that baking all of our bread sounds too ambitious, Kev's really the only one that does bread. The little kids will once in a while have peanut butter toast, but also have a bread maker, so, I mean, it's not really that complicated. You just put everything in. I put everything in the night before. This looks like it didn't set up quite right, but it's fine. It'll taste good. It'll make an awesome grilled cheese for Kev, and then whatever we don't make goes out to the chickens or the guineas. The guineas, who, update on the guineas. So we bought 10 guinea pigs. They did really good. We lost one during the breeding process. The other 9 are still going crazy, and we've had them for quite a while. We have one that we think might have gotten hit by a car. It is currently in the hospital. We have it in a crate so that it can't move around too much. It's eating. The other ones, it's so awesome. God designed herd animals in such a way that we should all take note. Like, we should all take note. So these guineas, this bird is crated, protected by trees and covered. It's got water, food, it's got hay so that it's not laying on the ground. It's got a roost bar when it's well enough to get up on the roost. It's good. These birds go and hang out with this bird. They sit with it. They sing with it. And then they go do their wandering thing, because their job is to keep the ticks under control and whatever other bugs might be lingering. But they come and they sit with this bird who is struggling. And this bird is doing fine. It's been, I don't know, 5 days. The thing's doing fine. It just can't walk. I noticed it was missing, and I found it within 24 hours. It was down on the other side of the road, and got it, brought it up. Now, these things don't get handled much, so it wasn't happy, but it let me pick it up, and it's been in the crate. It's been fine. And these guineas, I hear them come and hang out with this guinea, like, literally multiple times a day. Like, not just, hey, how you doing? See ya. Wish you could come with us. No, they come and they surround this crate and they sit, and some of them perch up on top, and they just, they make their little noises. They are the funnest creatures to watch. But we should all be a little bit more like herd animals. Like, our cheese video, we talked about building community and how sometimes it's really hard as a transplant to build community in a community where people have been here their whole lives. And we've been fortunate enough. We have met a tremendous amount of really cool people, locals, transplants. Obviously, it's easier to get to know transplants because as a transplant, you're looking for other people to build community. And when you've been here your whole life. You already have that community, so you're not necessarily looking for more. We've met a great blend of both kinds of people, but we could all learn something from these guineas who are taking care of each other. They're taking care of the one who is unwell. It's really, I mean, it's awesome to watch. It's just awesome. Okay, again, my brain all over the place. I realized as I was getting ready to get the grinders out that it's noon and I haven't had breakfast yet. So I was up till about 4 a.m. I'm currently on around the prednisone to kind of give me some relief from the fatigue, and it definitely works. It also makes me very hungry, but it makes me very ADD, and I have to basically cook everything I eat from scratch. There's very little pre-made stuff that I want or can eat because of the food allergens that I have to avoid. So I spend a lot of time cooking, and if I don't have something prepped, I tend to forget. So these flatbreads I threw together as I was doing my discard last night. I just threw together, it's very few ingredients. The thing with gluten-free sourdough, you can't forget the binder, xanthan gum or psyllium husk, because you still need that in order to hold it together, because gluten is what holds your baked goods together. And when you're baking gluten-free, you need something else to make things hold together. So seriously, that took about 20 seconds. Easy, easy, easy. They're going to go in the pan, maybe 2 minutes, like a minute or two on each side. And then I'm going to scramble some eggs and have a flatbread sandwich before I start grinding some turkey. Alright, y'all. Gluten-free flatbread, fresh eggs for my chickens, and pickled jalapenos from my last New Jersey garden. But I will be putting more pickled jalapenos up this year because I am growing a lot of jalapenos. I miss having them in abundance. I use them a lot. I like things a little spicy. One of the side effects that I deal with, my fingers are not very coordinated at times. I thought it was joint issues, but it's actually neuropathy. Like, I don't have full feeling in my fingers anymore. So sometimes I've got to use tools. Well, alright, finally on task after like 2 hours later, and I got my little helper here who has stolen her brother's hat and taken possession. So this actually went on really, really easy. I was surprised. This is just something my husband picked up off of Amazon, I guess. It had an Amazon tag in it. So let's see. I was shocked at how easy it went on. Now, one of the things they did suggest was that we grind it twice to get a better finished product. So let's see what we come up with. All right, Sis, what you got, man? Check that out. Check that out. Look, y'all. Sis, what are you doing? Oh, heck yes, this is easy. sister. What you doing? You helping? You're standing there so nice. I think these big chunks are probably harder to feed her. This is wild. This is wild. This bird was live yesterday and running around actually bullying the younger turkeys. And today he's going to feed my family. Thank you, Jesus, for your provision. Sis, what you doing? Are you watching? One tip they did say was this works better with partially frozen or just very cold meat, and this chilled overnight. So it was all ready to go. Just pulled it out of the fridge and popped it in here. I'm glad I saved some of the breast meat to throw in there, because I think that will just make a nicer finished product. What I don't know is if this really needs some fat, which these birds were very fatty, as big as they were and overgrown as they were pretty fatty, so I did leave little bits of fat here and there. And the dark meat is usually juicier anyway, so we might be okay. I don't even know if this is going to need a second grind, to be honest. This looks pretty awesome. I no longer have a lot of arm strength, so this is a little challenging keeping my arms up this long. But this is not it. This is not going to take me very long. This was probably, I would guess, this was probably 4 or 5 pounds worth of meat. Sister, what's the matter? Sister. Uh-oh, where'd your hat go? Where's your hat? You want Mama to wear it? Do you want Mama to? Okay, you can get down. You can get down, that's fine too. Here, where's your hat? There you go. Oh, goodness. Sister's not happy. Growling. Who are you growling at? Who are you growling at? What? You don't say. You don't say. This is a mountain of turkey that we raised here on Homestead. I'm so excited. That is after the first grind. I'm going to run it through a second time quickly because I have a cranky toddler, and then I'll show you the finished product. The downside to trying to wean her is she will not nap. She just will not nap. And she's inconsolable. She will not, she jumps out of my arms if I try to hold her and just screams and screams until she is so tired that she can't help it. I couldn't even get her in the backpack carrier because I was willing to carry her on my back. I've never been a cry it out mom, and this kills me, but I need 5 minutes, and she's gonna have to wait. Like, she's gonna have to wait, and my nerves are just gonna have to try to be calm and not get closer because my baby is screaming simply because she wants to nurse and I can't nurse her. I want to be around for my kids. I want to do my treatment so that I can be around and I can be present and I can have the energy to be a blessing to them and not like the old lady of the house that's just can't do anything. I'm already an older mom. You know, it's already harder for me than it was 25 years ago to keep up with littles. But also, I'm a hair more patient than I was back then. And I've learned a lot more about child development than I ever knew back then. So we have more fun. And I want that to continue, so she's going to have to scream and I'm going to have to be quick. Which means I got to turn this off. Well guys, I was going to say she's temporarily quiet, but she's not. She's still screaming. It's only been like 6 or 7 minutes. So I think Mama's going to have to do some rocking. I'm not complaining. I love rocking her. That's the only time she's cuddly. There will probably be a part 3 of turkey processing, but I'm going to have to edit this one first. So I'm going to maybe do that during nap time. And maybe take a nap myself, since 4 a.m. to like 7 was not nearly enough sleep. I look like a hot mess. My hair. So I lost a lot of hair. Like part of this, I lost a lot of hair. So I've got like all these major like flyaways. My hair doesn't stay up. This way sometimes you'll see me with a headband on, because it drives me nuts having like hair sticking out everywhere. Anyway, thanks for watching. Keep us in your prayers. We truly, truly appreciate it and feel them every single day. We don't necessarily need anything right now other than your prayers. I mean, like, we are functioning, we are managing, we are getting by. Yeah, just keep us in your thoughts and prayers, and hopefully within the next month or so I can start treatment and get back to a full and just abundant life, the one that we are building out here and dreaming about here. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment if you see fit. We are trying to grow this channel. It would be lovely to get monetized, but for now it's mainly just for tracking our journey and for keeping friends and family in New Jersey up to date, because it's the easiest way to let everybody know what's going on. So come see us again, y'all. Isaiah does it so much better. Have a great day, everybody.